CIT 1123, Module 2, Submodule 6, Verifying Single Area OSPF version 2. There's not a whole lot to this particular section, and this is the last section of this chapter or module. And it just goes through a couple of show commands that you want to be familiar with. It's nice to take a look at these. Some of my favorite commands, you guys all know that my favorite commands are show run, show IP interface brief, and show IP route. With those three commands, you can actually make a living supporting a small system with Cisco routers and switches. So if you're running OSPF, though, you might want to add some more show commands into your catalog of commands that you use. Like show IP OSPF neighbor is a good one to see if your neighbors are actually connected. Show IP protocols to see if OSPF is on. Show IP OSPF to see what networks you have, and show IP OSPF network or interfaces, showing you the interfaces that are available to you. So those are some really good commands that you can use as far as show commands go. This is a nice just layout of just show IP OSPF neighbor. Very, very simple. Hey, something's not working with my OSPF. What's the problem here? Check to see what neighbors you're connected to. Maybe you don't have it. Maybe you don't have it on all. Maybe you don't have it set up correctly for a particular interface. Maybe you fat fingered something. Who knows? But show IP OSPF neighbor is a really good way to see which neighbors you're getting OSPF information from. Show IP route will help you as well. If you do a show IP route, you don't have any O's in your routing table, something's wrong. Something's wrong with your config. So you can remember that. Another nice thing that they just popped in here is if two routers are trying to form an OSPF adjacency, but subnet masks don't match on that link. So if that link between the routers is not actually up, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. If the hello and dead timers are not in line, you change to them on, you customize them on one router, but not on the other one, it isn't going to work. And that's true, and that's something that you see at times. If you see somebody that starts changing the hello and dead timers on a router, you got to change it on every single other system. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're going to end up with routers that are not going to communicate with each other, and you can't have that for very long because those are people that can't get to do their jobs. So that's bad. Network types don't match. So point-to-point on one side, but not point-to-point on the other side. Example of that. Missing or incorrect OSPF network command. If you're not advertising a network properly, you won't figure out that it's a neighbor. So one of the things that neighbors do is they get those hello updates from their neighbors, and then they get those database descriptors. And one of the things they want to see is a entry for the particular network that they received it on. That's what tips off the receiving device that it is actually a neighbor. So this is really actually probably one of the best slides in the whole presentation. One of the reasons I decided that I would go ahead and bring it up and pull it in here. So show IP protocols, you can see OSPF is running, and you can see your process ID. Show IP OSPF shows your process ID. It shows your router ID also. And show IP OSPF interfaces shows you the interfaces that you are associated with. That's pretty much it for Module 2. We'll see you back here on Module 3.